talk about this show.
To remove something?
Yeah.
That was a hell of an ass wart.
I know. Tell me about it.
Boy, now we got our intro.
There it is.
How'd it go though?
It wasn't too bad. I had part of my arm done and part of the back of my shoulder. The shoulder sucked. It was really bad. But it's quick.
You getting some tattoos?
Yeah.
I just toilet flush.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Oh shit, we are live. Hey people.
All right, guys, we're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another R.O.C. Hangout. We come to you each and every week, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. I'm Harrican BX, your host for this evening. Got a full room of jackals in here that I'm going to introduce in a moment. Just want to ask, guys, that if you're watching us live, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything. Just subscribe, and if you want, hit that little bell notification, and you'll get a notification every time we upload content to the channel. Also, just a quick update, realmofcollectors.com is still experiencing some issues, so we'll keep you guys posted on when everything is back up and running. In the meantime, if you want an audio version of this podcast or Enter the Realm, just contact us at entertherealmcast@gmail.com, and we'll get an audio version out to you as soon as possible.
You know what I was thinking about doing? I was thinking about getting a SoundCloud. Remember when we used to have the SoundCloud page? Back in the day before we were
just throwing it out there?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to throw it on there and just pay the $10 for a month or so to go pro, so it's unlimited downloads. So everybody could just go to that. I'll probably do that this weekend. I think it'll be a lot easier for now. And we have, if we don't get these issues resolved sooner than later, we have an idea for an alternative plan for a while until we could get things totally situated. So,
all right, sweet. All right, we'll keep you guys.
It's in the works, people. It's in the works, and I really do apologize. I hate to be this fucking guy that always got to fucking apologize for this shit, but it's unfortunate.
So stop apologizing, man.
Yeah, you know. Next thing you know, pitchforks and fucking torches are coming after me. You know how this community is. This community will turn on you in a dime. On a dime, they'll turn on you. Today, enemy tomorrow.
Yeah, we got the workaround in the meantime in case anybody definitely needs those audio versions. We'll get those out to you guys, and we'll keep you updated when everything's back up and running. Just also a reminder, if you're watching us live, you can hop into the live chat and chop it up with the rest of the fam. Usually the transcript of that chat with the link to this video is posted in the Realm of Collectors Facebook group after we go off the air, so just look out for that as well.
Hey, we haven't seen Chat winging him either in a while.
He hasn't been on his job.
He he disappeared when the server disappeared. Interesting.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get into some intros. First up, Brian Buck. What's happening, brother? Super Dimensional.
What's good, man? Just chilling. I'm on vacation this week. You know, just took a little time off for Father's Day, and I was supposed to go to a cabin in Big Bear, but we were up there. It was too damn hot, and so we dipped out, man. Plus, the cabin was freaking infested with moths. So we came home. We chalked it up on the board as a loss, and just cut our losses, and been enjoying.
What were they? What did they have?
Moths, like
moths.
It was like the
Mothra. Like Mothra moths.
Like moths, yeah. Like it'd be fine during the day, and then like. At night, when you would like go to turn on a light in the bathroom or something, they would just fucking coming out of the woodwork, man.
Were they like eating at your clothes as you were fucking standing there?
Yeah, my wife wasn't having it, so we were just like, let's just go home in the morning. So, but it's cool. We're having fun anyway. So.
Damn, kind of sucks to run into those issues. Did you have to pay a lot for the trip?
See, we have. No, we have a friend from church that owns the cabin. They let us use it, so we can go back anytime. So,
all right, sweet.
Right now, I'm trying to come up with as many moth jokes as I can, and I got nothing. You motherfucker!
All right, cool. Did you
any
new pickups this week? Any new plastic crack?
Yeah, I got Artfire. Dope.
Oh,
Nice.
sweet.
Yeah. And then I got John Wick 2 on Blu-ray, high def, 4K,
Nice.
and I got Logan. So, and then I got the articulated handsies for not Dirge, but Ramjet and Thrust. So
Is that Art Fire? Is that your first time owning that mold?
it is. It
And?
is, and I'm very impressed with it. You know, I'm not gonna run out and replace my Wrestle and Hellfire because I'm done with that mold. I like those figures that I have, but I was really fortunate that they made a third one that I could get into this mold on, and I'm stoked on it. So
Nice.
and the little Target Master Nightstick, he's dope. So I was gonna leave this in the box until I took it out and fucked with it, and I was like, wow, this little dude is awesome, man. Like it's like the icing on the cake. So that's that's all I got this week.
Dave likes that guy too. He's right now. He's sitting on it. Hey, you guys wanted me on tonight, man.
All right.
Excuse me.
Sweet, man. Thanks for popping on. Next up, Energon Addict. What's happening, brother?
Yo, what's good, ho? So we're talking about hauls. So this week I got quite a few things. I got that Maximus, that IDW Optimus that we were comparing not too long ago. That the new one came out this week. The G, it's either the G Creations or the Generations.
Generation Toys.
The first one that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the G Creations.
Oh, the first one that came out?
Yeah, the more like fucking lanky looking one with the long legs.
With the long ears too?
Yeah, with the long ears. But you could actually swap those out. Like I actually put the other ones on. They're smaller and they stick out, you know, they go out like this.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, for what it is, I got it on the cheap. Shout out to Kuma Style. I got it from him. He hooked me up. And what else did I get this week? I got more Modal Classic stuff. I'm getting there. I'm almost complete with the general cast. And what else did I get? I got I went to Toys R Us. I had to pick up a gift for my wife's son, my wife's friend's son, and I wound up seeing that Gremlins NECA figure for Gizmo.
Uh-huh.
And I wound up picking that up because it was just cool looking. I just said, "Fuck it, I'll take a picture to this fucking
Couldn't resist.
Yo, but not for nothing. I don't own too much NECA shit, and that shit came out the box, and he comes with like that piece that he shoots at for the arrow. It's a fucking pencil.
Paperclip.
No, but it's a paper clip, but with a pencil. The pencil broke right out the box.
Wow.
And then when I tried to put it back together, super glued it back. As soon as the super glue touched it, it started stripping all the paint off of it, like right away. So I'm like, fuck. I'm thinking about just taking it back.
Yeah, return it. Was there another one there?
Yeah, it was like 5 or 6 of them there.
Yeah,
so
return it and grab another one.
swap it out. I also got when I upgraded my phone, I got the Galaxy 8. They had like this promo that went for the virtual reality glasses.
Yeah.
So I got that. I haven't checked it out yet, but I'll be watching porn on it sooner than later.
Awesome.
It's the first thing you got to do with that shit.
Yeah. But
all right, man.
that's
Also,
it.
Paul, you gonna attempt to transform that Optimus?
Hell no. Just like that.
Good thing he comes in robot mode.
Yes, sir.
All right, next up, Big Dom. What's happening, bro?
What's going on, guys? No, nothing in halls today, my friends. I'm stackpiling it. I'm letting other people keep my shit.
All right, how you doing, man? Everything good?
Pretty good. Everything's well. I'm got a half a day on Friday. Can't wait for this weekend. See all you mugs and
Nice.
have a fun day at a toy show. It's always good times.
Right, sweet.
Hopefully it's not. I don't know what the weather's like, but hopefully it's not raining.
They're talking maybe showers in the morning, 78, possible sun or just cloudy. It's fine.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
At least it's not 300 degrees.
Yeah. I'm sure that back room would not be enjoying that.
Yeah.
So Dom, you didn't get nothing this week?
Nope. I didn't ship anything. I have my stack piling up, and
Okay.
I'll eventually ship it out.
I think JD got enough for both of you. So.
Yeah.
I missed the last 2 weeks, so
He's ready.
I don't know if that's gonna count.
Well, the R.O.C. Hangout's going to continue at 9 right now. The JD show.
It's not too bad. It's been.
Well,
been
JD,
like
let us
couple
know what you
weeks.
got, brother. How you doing?
Pretty good. How is everybody here tonight?
Good, man. Good.
Good.
All right, so I got the Figure Eyes Cell and Frieza on the flying toilet. The model kits, they're pretty cool. Legos, I got a few Legos. I got like the Bounty Hunter set. Star Wars, what the hell is that thing called? The Jedi Starfighter with the hyperdrive. I guess it's some sort of exclusive or whatever. The Vader transformation. Got some more Centurion stuff and some Sectars. For
The old
vintage.
school 80s figures?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, nice. Those are the ones that had all like the holes in them, right? The Centurions? Like
Yep.
the guys. Yeah, I remember. I used to have a couple of those.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't remember much about the card. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
remember much about the cartoon or anything, but that's
Yeah.
cool.
Picked up
Are
a
those
vehicle.
you could get those on the cheap? How, like, what's the price on those things?
They weren't too bad. I mean, the vehicles that I picked up, they were complete. So I would imagine they were right around retail
Okay.
what I paid for them. So it wasn't too bad.
Not bad.
Let's see. I got a Monstar to go with my Silverhawks collection.
Monster.
Yes. Had a couple Thundercats figures, vintage ones. Shout out to Bartertown Collectibles in Rochester, New York. They sent me a couple shirts, and they're pretty dope. Check them out. I used to live in Rochester, so gotta represent my peoples.
They would always retweet us when we use the hashtag R.O.C.
Yeah.
That shit was funny.
Shout out to my boy Andrew. He sent me a box full of stuff, and it was a surprise. I had no idea. I mean, I had an idea he was going to send me stuff, but I didn't know what he was going to send me. He sent me a bunch of the 6-inch. Well, I don't know if they're like. I guess they're 6-inch figures. The classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He sent me a Bebop and a Rocksteady. He sent me a Toronto exclusive Sphinx.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
He sent me Fans Hobby Arch Nemesis. Fans Toys Grinder.
Whoa.
And what the hell else did he send me? He sent me something else. I don't remember. Anyway. But yeah, I had a nice big box the other week and had some presents in it.
Nice.
So I was pretty stoked about that.
Did you open up?
I did. Go ahead.
Did you open up Grinder yet?
Oh, of course.
What do you think?
I love it. It's wonderful.
He's
And
better.
I love
You and you love me.
Are you looking to pick up that the new head, the add-on head?
Yeah, I have it on pre-order. Yep. I'll get it just to have it, I guess. If I want to swap them out, I'll swap them out.
You'll want to swap it out.
Yeah.
You won't really.
Yeah, I haven't transformed them yet, though.
You won't really notice
So.
the head until you get the new one in your hand and be like, yeah, this is better.
Yeah. And I've seen the comparisons and all that, so. But now what else did I get? I got this was from TF Source. I got Striker Noir finally. And I got a bunch of Iron Factory stuff like the new Starscream and Soul Reaver and their 6-shot and Windblade.
Jesus Christ, this dude's got
let's
fucking
see.
monster weeks.
Yeah.
I told you I had to write it down. Like most of that shit, I didn't remember what the fuck I got.
You know what we're gonna do from now on? I got a bunch of toys. Next,
I got a bunch of fucking toys. I got the Lost episodes of my Clone Wars is now complete. Got the Cowboy Bebop on Blu-ray. Fucking love this cartoon. And Samurai Champloo on Blu-ray because I love that cartoon as well.
Oh, nice. Seeing those reminds me I gotta get some Gundam stuff that they put out on.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to JD, we got. What didn't you get?
Yeah.
Yeah, really. I guess. Some got these little guys. Rocket and
mini
Gamora.
mates? Yeah, those are the mini mates.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I got a Old Man Logan finally, the Marvel Legends figure. Found one of those locally. Got a couple books. Blade of the Immortal books. I don't know if anybody's familiar with these, but they're fun. And then let's see, Saturday, I got a big envelope full of repro labels. And today I received 2 of these via Mr. Dust Mites.
There it is.
Awesome.
Yes.
He's got a bad motivator.
Yes. So thank you very much for that.
I'm glad I was able to find them for you. At retail, people.
Yes.
Retail.
Not $40 each.
Plus shipping, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If I could have strapped them to a pigeon and sent them to you, I would have.
No, I appreciate it, man. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So.
All right, cool. All right, next up. What's up, Dust?
Yo. Yo, yo. Yo, 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 yo.
Yo, 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 yo,
yo, yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo.
Yo, yo. What did I get this week? A fucking terrible upper respiratory infection. I've been hacking and coughing and
So sucking that mic.
hacking and coughing some more.
Coffee and cigarettes. Somebody give me some coffee and cigarettes.
I thought it's kind of funny is like I got this used microphone on Friday, fucked with it on Saturday, woke up Monday living feeling like hell. So maybe I shouldn't have been licking the microphone. So I spent about an hour today disinfecting and bleaching this fucking thing. So now it smells like bleach. So yeah, I'm really fucking myself. But I got the mic, I got the boom stand, and no toys or any type of robots. You know, nothing this week at all. And it feels good. It feels good not to buy toys. I bought a lot of toys this week for some other people.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up some shit for Jay. I picked up some shit for Mr. Skullface. So it's good when you can find stuff for other people when you actually go out and it's not something that you want, but it's something that somebody really, really wants and it's retail, you know? So it's good to hook people up. So do the right thing, people.
Hey, Dustin, are you planning to buy anything at TFCon, or are you just going to sell, or just hanging out?
TFCon? Yeah. Or ToyCon this weekend.
Or ToyCon, my bad. ToyCon.
You know what? I always bring a pocket of cash because you never know what you're gonna see. You know, you never know. Never know. I mean, it's not something I planned. I think last time I picked up something and I bought a bunch of prints. There's a nice table with some really dope prints. You know, there's t-shirts and shit like that. So you never know what's gonna grab your eye, but I always go with some cash just in case. You know what I mean? But I am planning on selling out of the trunk if anybody's watching and they're going to be there. Got some good prices. I got Mr. Metroplex with box, unused sticker sheet, 150 pickup. 150 pickup. Chronos in box, never transformed, 75 pickup at the show.
No way, for real.
And then I have a box of Generations and Chug figures going from anywhere from $15 to $5. So you're just gonna let me know because I'm not bringing this shit if nobody's interested. So,
Dust, are you serious? You're selling Chronos for $75?
75 right there on the spot.
Wait a minute. So you're gonna get the Phoenix?
I didn't say that.
Well,
I said I'm selling the Chronos.
You said you were gonna that he was fine on the shelf for now.
Yeah, he is.
He's not in the shelf. He's gonna be in the trunk.
Yeah, but you know what? If I'm there, somebody wants it for 75, and I don't have to fucking ship it or pay fucking bullshit. Then yeah.
Why not?
Hey man, Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming, man. I got them Christmas gifts. But yeah, I know everybody's going crazy for that Metroplex. I've been wanting to sell it for a while. I can't bring myself to sell it for $200. It's gonna cost a lot to ship, and whoever says it's $4, $7 to ship, eat a dick. It's not $7 to ship. Not if you want it back in the box.
$250 and up. $250 and up. That Metroplex I've seen it sell for. You know, so
Yeah, man,
150. That's a good deal. Good fucking deal.
So I haven't. I didn't apply the sticker sheet. I got to dust it off. Maybe a little dusty. But honestly, man, if somebody really wants that thing, just hit me up. That's going to go to the show. I'll bring it. And you guys could have it.
Will you take pennies and dimes?
No. Cash or PayPal only. As family. Or add 4%.
Damn, that's dope. The Kronos for $75. Not gonna beat that anywhere. Shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bring anything else. If I'm not bringing anything unless anybody hits me up and says they're gonna do it. So I'm not gonna, waste that time. But let me know before Friday night because I gotta pack that shit up. But other than that, yeah, I don't think I don't really got anything else that I'm gonna bring. But bring myself and meet a bunch of motherfuckers there and. Sell $3 waters out of my trunk for you fuckers, and I'm gonna make some sandwiches at $6 a piece. Gotta make that money.
Sure. And how you liking the new equipment? Everything's good with the mic?
I don't know. You guys tell me. I like I said in the past few shows, I have not listened to anything that we recorded yet. So the only people that would really know the difference is everybody that's watching. Everybody said sounds good. And
Sound like shit.
I'm my worst. My worst critic, so I'll probably hear for the first time, be like, "Nah, fuck it, I'm going back to the other thing." But I don't have to scream or yell, and just I don't know. I don't have that big headset and the thing in front of my face. It just I don't know. Feels a little bit more. I'm more comfortable,
Yeah.
So yeah, for the money that I spent, a $70 investment. These mics are like $125 new before shipping and tax on Amazon. I really got a good deal. I also got an upper chest infection, respiratory infection. But, hey, it goes with it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Ren in the chat saying the mic is great. Chris Pinkerton says it sounds super sexy with the triple X. So you're good.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. I've been doing this shit for two years now, and might as well just upgrade a little bit. I do have the PC here, and it's pretty stable, and doing a few shows a week, and whatever else we're gonna be doing. Said fuck it, let me try it. It's funny because I remember when I bought this mic back, and I think it was. I don't mean to ramble on here, but we got nothing else to talk about. So let me ramble. I remember it was about. I think it was like episode 4 when we first had Bobby on for the first time. I went out and bought the mic, and it sounded no different. I was like, I paid full price. I was like, I paid $150 ship for this fucking thing, and it didn't do anything. I sound the fucking same. All you motherfuckers said I sounded good, and I sounded like shit, and I couldn't understand myself. What did I pay this thing for? And then like a month or two later, I realized the setting wheel up on top. We'll hang out, and I didn't change the mic to the Yeti mic. It was still coming through my Logitech camera. So womp womp. So now that I see what I could have been sounding like. Just as I say, we quit this Hangout and play some Friday the 13th.
Family game night, baby.
We are getting that.
Yeah,
Xbox.
that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing before we went live. I was waiting for that update, but I don't know if we got it. It should be live by now. So
we are waiting for that Xbox. We are getting that Xbox One Friday the 13th squad up pretty fast. So we'll be playing some private matches real soon. And if you're waiting for that Xbox One update for us, we're not getting that free shit. I'm going to tell you right now, probably won't be till next week, but they're saying hopefully by the weekend. But Steam and PlayStation 4, they're live right now.
Yeah, and hopefully they do, but you might have to wait till next Tuesday. I think they usually just release shit on Tuesdays. That's just
they said that Microsoft will not agree on letting this patch go, this free DLC patch, because the last patch they did had some memory leak issues. And until they fix that, then they'll okay the other one, because the other one's okay. They have to fix the memory leaks first. So they're saying they're working on it straight through, and hopefully by Thursday or Friday, so then we can join in with the double XP. And with the free DLC, what you get is you get a retro classic Nintendo Jason Voorhees skin, like when it was purple. Remember the old game and he looked like purple?
Yeah, the blue skin, yeah.
You hear the 8-bit soundtrack while you're playing the game. You'll get
pretty cool.
2 pieces of a wardrobe for every counselor, and I believe what it was 17,000 or 13,000 rollover credits.
13,000.
13,000
Yeah, those
rollover
credit
credits
points.
for your
Yeah.
perks. So,
Mhm.
and I had a coffee.
That's gonna actually be a nice boost because I already got most of Jason's kills I purchased, but I would like to roll some more perks for the counselors and shit.
I just played my first multiplayer match game the other night. I finally got a match. I finally got connected. None of the hosts quit on me. And I was Jason. First time I get to play the game, I was Jason, and I suck. So basically, I've been watching this dude stream forever, and shout out to that dude because he just hit 50,000 subscribers today.
Nice.
I thought, I was like, yeah, once I get in there, I'll know how to do everything. Nah, it's mapping the controls and learning and how to do things. And Jason, it's hard to fucking use Jason, man. Well, I killed 2. One of them was standing still, so yay. The other one I caught, slashed him because I couldn't figure out how to grab somebody. And then the 3 of them got away in the car, but I fucked up the car a couple of times. But I just couldn't get the teleports quick enough yet. I got to run through the motions.
Yeah.
And then 2 other motherfuckers hit out till the time ran out.
Yeah, sometimes, man, like it could be hard when you're down to like 1 or 2 and they're really being sneaky. Like the maps are pretty decent size, so it could be hard to find them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially there are some perks that'll kind of hide you from Jason's sense power. Mm-hmm. So if anybody's like rolling that and they're like hiding on the edges of the map, they'll be real hard to find and stuff. But it's fun, man. I fucking love that.
Man. I was fucking everywhere. I was like going everywhere on the maps where I saw people playing in these streams and where they were hiding and where they would converge. And of course, you hover the cars a little bit and you look around the boathouse. And
is the game online only, or does it also have a campaign offline?
Well, right now it is. They're working on a campaign. Let them get the matchmaking fucking settled before they start. Let's not fucking go crazy. Let's not try to conquer Rome right yet,
Yeah, they're working on that single player mode, and it's supposed to be out sometime later in the summer.
Yep.
And free for like everybody. Like if you bought the game, like they're not going to charge anything extra for it.
I would say Christmas. Christmas, it'll be ready. Yeah, just in the chat right now, he says the key seems to keep moving. You hide under the bed and you're dead. Yeah, you definitely have to keep bucking and weaving, and in the house is smart. Lock the doors because it takes a while for Jason to break that door down. Keep the windows open because if he smashes the windows and you climb through a broken window, you're just going to damage yourself. So,
yep. And I was going to say that too. Definitely open up all the windows in every house you go in, because in case Jason's chasing you and you're running, you could just jump through the window and you don't hurt yourself. Like you don't have to waste time trying to open the window. So whenever I search all the cabins, I open up all the fucking windows. You know, because that shit saved my life.
Yeah, and then the second game, I only played 2 games so far. For someone that talks a lot about this game in the past month, I played 2 matches. And the second game I played as a counselor, and I looked through a couple of houses. I couldn't find anything. And someone called the cops, and I'm like, all right, the cops will be here in 5 minutes. So I said, it's either going to be on the left or it's going to be on the right. So, of course, I go to the left, and I'm fucking sitting there, and I'm hiding out. I'm there for like fucking 3.5 minutes. Of course, the cops come on the other side of the map. So now I'm trying to hightail through the fucking woods and be quiet, and I haven't even seen Jason anywhere, and he fucking started chasing me, and it did that fast forward, that VHS fast forward when he starts doing the shifting. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh man, I know he's right behind me, and I got all the way to the bridge, and I couldn't get around the fucking guardrail. And I just turned around, he's right behind me. I was just like this, fuck it, take me. Take me.
Yeah, that happened to me too. I was waiting on the cops. I was on the other side of the map. I chose the wrong side, but I was able to get to the other side. Like it's like if you're smart, like a Jason player, you know once that shit is available, like just go, because you know people are gonna run for it.
Yep.
You know, so the Jason was there, but I was actually able to get away from him. You just gotta kind of like save your stamina. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of keep your stamina high, and then when you see that you're close to the exit, just fucking hightail it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's slow, and a lot of the times, like even if he uses his shift, he still has to try to grab you. So if you're sprinting, he's gonna have a harder time grabbing you. So that's usually, you know. But
yeah,
it's
man,
good, man.
It's just fun, man. It's fun.
I can't wait till they work out all the
Hopefully we get
issues so
everybody.
you can get playing on a regular basis, you know? Because
Yeah.
if you only
Can't
play
wait to
2 matches, it's just like, just wait till you're
Just want
really,
to
really
get
into it.
everybody. I want to get everybody in there, just have fun. So
Yeah.
let's get this.
Oh yeah,
ROC
once you have
together.
everybody on and you're able to run the private rooms, like then you can control who's Jason. And even if you die, you'll be able to view the player that's playing as Jason. So at least you're not stuck spectating the counselors. You know?
Yeah, we'll just have some good times, man. That's all I'm worried about. Just having some.
Well, I'm
good times.
downloading it after we're done here tonight. So.
You know what I like about the game also is like you could get the keys, the gas, and the battery for the car. You could get the propeller if there's a boat, and the gas for the boat. So you have different ways of getting off the map. And then you could do the call the cop shit and just wait it out and try to get over there. So it's like they give you a lot of options. Or you could just wait it out till the time runs out and then you win. Or you could kill Jason, which is a fucking pain in the ass to do. But
yeah, that's definitely got to be team effort. You got to have good people.
Yeah.
Everybody has to have a microphone, so you can just plan that shit.
One of the girl counselors needs the sweater. Someone has got to hit him from behind, knock him to his knees. The other one, Tommy, needs to have the machete to take the mask off his face, and then Tommy has to kill him with the machete. It's just it's like
a few steps.
Yeah, whatever. Well, that's enough. We've been talking about that shit enough, man. Rambling here. Realm of ramblers. Do you even ramble,
tonight?
bro?
Yo, Dave, you had any topics you wanted to talk about something tonight?
Oh, you put me on the spot. No.
Actually, I was supposed to call you, but then I got caught up. I didn't get to call you.
It's not really a well put together topic. It's basically just like an open-ended question. So we all, I mean, for the most part, Agent Kim Matt isn't here, so we're basically a bunch of 70s and 80s babies in here.
Oh yeah, we didn't discuss that. We'll discuss that after the topic.
So my thing was, all right, so we grew up with these 80s cartoons, Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man, you could just keep going on with it. So do you think, my question to you guys is, do you think your collecting habits are more towards the fact that you collected these as a kid and you got these toys now and they seem to be upgrades of the toys we once had? Or do you think you're more just plugged into, having grown up on the actual, cartoons and watching it consistently, that you still kind of have that nostalgia running through your veins and you just want to, continue it? You know what I mean? Like, is it more the toys that they're upgraded, or is it more along the line that you're just still hooked to Transformers, He-Man, G.I. Joe, and you just want to continue collecting it because of the love of the fandom of it?
Okay.
That's pretty interesting, man, because it's true, because it's I think people that still do like what we do, like collecting, like into adulthood, I think we're like a special breed, man, because not everybody does that. I'm sure if you had a decent upbringing, and you were able to have toys as a child and stuff like that, and some people grow up and they kind of leave that stuff behind. And a lot of us haven't. So it's like, what keeps us here? Like, what is it that keeps us, doing what we're doing as far as collecting? So, I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming like it just has to be that the stuff that we watched as kids, as far as I'm concerned, just must have left like such an impression on us, or me personally, that I just want to keep, that I'm still into this stuff and I want to keep buying this stuff, we love the toys that we had as kids, and, they were great for what they were. We didn't know any better. It was what it was. And now, with Transformers and stuff, we're getting updated versions of characters that we had as kids, and, all these other toy lines like Turtles, you're getting updated classics figures that are just modernized versions of toys that we used to have, in that style that we used to have, but with better articulation, better paint, better accessories, or whatever. And there's like such a charm to that. Like, that's the thing that keeps me coming back, because it's stuff that I loved from childhood, and it's being made better. And I couldn't have everything as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Parents, had limited income. You want this, you want that. Obviously, you're not going to get everything you want in most cases. At least that was my situation. So just the fact that I'm now a working adult, I could afford this stuff, I could buy it all, if I want to. I think it's that keeps me there. You know, I still love this stuff. I still love comics. I love video games. I love, you know, Transformers. You know, superheroes. Like I never grew out of it. You know, so and I don't think it's anything I'm ever gonna grow out of. I'm gonna keep buying the stuff until I die. You know, and I think it's just a love. It's a love for the stuff. You know, because if you didn't love it, I don't think we'd still be in it, you know?
Do you think it's maybe also because like the cartoons back then were better than the cartoons of today? I can't see 10, 15 years down the line, like these kids that are growing up on the crap that's on TV now actually collecting figures. Like, you know what I mean? Like continuing with their fandom towards it. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Now, these days you see everybody who like Power Rangers, they're starting to come out with decent Power Rangers shit. People buy the Power Rangers stuff, but it's very limited to what's out there. You know what I mean? Like all that late '90s stuff, early 2000s stuff. Like I don't see it coming back in 10 years. I see this stuff still sticking around. The '80s stuff just getting better.
I think you're wrong there, actually.
Yeah.
And only because our parents, they were into like the old Tonka toys and, you know, those old wooden things, and that's what they tried to get later in life, and now we're doing this. I think it's all cyclical. I think that those kids are actually going to probably go looking for those things, and they're going to probably go through their G1 phase, and then they may even get masterpiece versions of
first generation iPad.
It's no. There's we actually we were talking to Darius last night about topics, and he was saying that the Transformers lines, we're not the ones buying all this stuff. It's the kids. The kids are actually, despite what we might think, are still buying this stuff in droves through all the different lines, going all the way up to the movie line. We're really only buying, you know, Masterpiece and then some of the Chug stuff, but we're actually a very small portion of that, and our stuff is funded by all those other lines, according, you know, to an inside source. So I think it's very possible that those people will, or these kids today will be looking for that stuff, you know, once they get out of college and they start to have a little coin and they want that nostalgia.
Hello?
Just like we do.
Hello, yeah. So, this is BBTS. Would you please ship your pile loot? It's getting big. We don't have any more room in the warehouse for your pile loot, so Mr. Dominic Grouse, so can you please ship that shit? Thank you. I'm sorry, Brian. We don't get many opportunities like that because, you know, when the landline rings, you never know who it is.
I see where you're coming from, David, and I agree, but I don't think, based on the information I got last night, that what we believe is going to actually come to fruition. I think there is actually going to be demand for that stuff.
Well, I agree with you to disagree, though, because like you just said, like, you know, our parents grew up on that Tonka shit and all that. I don't see fucking Facebook groups and fucking people going crazy, going ham on that stuff, you know, like we do with this stuff. And the stuff that's in Toys R Us now is basically everything we grew up on, just revamped.
Yeah.
You know, like that. My main thing was, I think that the 80s just brought so much to the collecting world, and I don't think that anything can compare to that.
No.
Just that.
I mean, what about, you know, even the 70s? There was a lot.
Yeah.
You know, especially me being, you know, a child of the 70s, you know, a little bit older than you dudes, you know. Mm-hmm. That's where, like, my you know, the whole Star Wars, that's where the action figure shit started from. The Migos, you know, getting the licensing in the 70s for the Migos, and doing all the superheroes, the DC, the Marvel, and then they got the big movie budgets, you know, getting the Planet of the Apes shit and all that stuff, you know, getting that out there. It just blew up. It just took off.
I just think that the reason why we don't see the shelves packed to the gills like we used to in the 80s and to some extent the 90s is because retailers are smarter about how much they buy, what they're going to have left over once the initial, you know, onslaught hits and everything. So they're not going to get stuck with old inventory like back in the day. That Spider-Man is very distracting.
Well, then again, they're not buying as much because people aren't buying it either. The public. Remember back in the day in the '80s, you walk into a toy store, you had fucking 5 aisles. GI Joe had a double aisle. Star Wars had an aisle. Mask had a Transformers had pegs, aisles, and end caps. You walk in now, and if you blink, you're gonna pass the fucking Transformer section in Toys R Us or in any retail store.
Think about this for a second too, though. How much, when we talked about this last night in the unbroadcasted, how much...
Oh, I'm sorry I missed the unbroadcasted Hangout. Do you have the notes?
Yeah, you were sleeping. But we were talking about it, and we were saying how we would find things 5 years later, like on clearance, still in the store. Nowadays, it's like the shit's there. If you don't get it, it's gone. They're getting
they're getting 1 or 2 cases per store instead of getting half a trailer load back in the day. They learned their lessons by getting burned and having to clearance this product or having to clearance this shit out and having it sitting around. It's retail, man. Retail's a fucking shitty game.
You remember when like game consoles too? They would go under, but at the very end, you'd get a PS2 for $99 or a Dreamcast for $50 at the end. Now they just disappear. And they never went on clearance, so that's just kind of the way it's going now.
And I agree with what you said before, Brian, about it being cyclical and stuff like that. Like, a lot of us are, children of the 80s and stuff and grew up with all that stuff. And we loved it because we're looking at it through those eyes of nostalgia. And we did have a lot of properties that still endure today. That is a good point. Like, we still got Transformers, we still got G.I. Joe, we still got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, that stuff has endured. Not everything from that era has endured. But when it comes to, like, the newer stuff, like Brian said, we might not like, not a lot of us like the base stuff. A lot of us say, shit on it. But like, I got nieces and nephews that love that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's their G1. You know what I'm saying? And they'll look at our Transformers and be like, that doesn't really look that great. Even though we love it. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what it is.
Yeah. My oldest son, he's almost 16, and so his G1 is the first Transformers movie. That's what gives him those feels, And so, who's to say when he doesn't get older, he doesn't try to track down, even though he still has most of that stuff in toy trunks and stuff. But who's to say he doesn't try to track down Mint and Box and try to relive that, once he gets out there and starts making money in the world? I think it's very possible.
Yeah, definitely. Give him another 10 years and he's 26, and they're probably at that time making movie masterpiece figures. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know they're starting to do it now, but imagine how much better it'll be in 10 years. Like, that's going to happen in another 10 years. It'll be 20th anniversary.
10.
They're going to be putting that stuff out. You know that.
10, 20 years down the road, it's going to be Prime and RID stuff is going to be the new masterpiece.
Yep. And hopefully our G1 stuff is still around, but a lot of us are gonna be older than and who knows if that market is still gonna be there. Like, are we still gonna be doing that in another 10, 15 years? Another 20 years?
Yeah. But back to like the original topic and the original question, I think for me, the reason why I buy these things today is I have the money to do it now. When I was a kid, I wanted to be Ricky Schroeder on Silver Spoons or Eric from The Toy, and just have all these things. But obviously that wasn't a reality. And, you get a little older and then you start to see cool things. And I've always been a hobbyist of, pretty much anything I get into. I always dabble in it forever, like aquariums, my car, fishing, toys, all these. I'm going in all these different directions. And sometimes I'll pause things for a minute, but I never forget them. I always go back to them. And I think for me, the reason why I like Masterpiece so much is because, when we were kids, we had a better imagination, obviously, than we do as adults. And so when I was a kid and I held an Optimus Prime toy in my hand, I remember it in my mind as an adult, how I see this Masterpiece version now. But when I see the G1 version of it now, I go, well, what the hell? This thing is all so upright and straight and has no articulation. So to me, it's like I'm able to have that same feeling I had of those toys back then through a newer, more sophisticated design. And it just kind of, I think, fills that little void from my childhood of not being able to get the whole collection. It was just like, you got one here, you got one there. By the time you got the next one, the other 3 were broken or all tattered, you know. So now it's like I can kind of have that dream I had as a child to get these things as an adult. And, you know, like I always say, it's never too late to have a happy childhood. So go for it.
For me, it's you know, I love that shit growing up. I'm still a vintage collector. You know, anytime I find something old school, you know, I'll buy it up. But yeah, now that, you know, I'm an adult, I can afford things that I did not have. You know, an updated version of those as well. You know, I'm all about it.
Do you find yourself still watching the old cartoons here and there just to get the?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
My bedtime story stuff is the Japanese, like the Headmaster series Victory. I just put that shit in to go to sleep. So.
Because you gotta read it, or you got the ad lib one.
No, well, because you got to read it. I mean, I'll sit there for like an hour or two, and I'll just sit and, you know, read it. But, you know, I don't know. I dig it. I love it all. You know, I'll go through phases. Sometimes it'll be like the Mask series. I'll throw that in to go to sleep too. You know, just being a kid again. But
yeah, I mean, same here. I mean, I find myself, you know, I've said it 2 weeks ago. I said I was kind of, again, I'm gonna say getting bored with Transformers, but it's not that I'm getting bored with it. I think I just wanted to extend my collecting elsewhere and see what else was out there. So I started getting the He-Man classic stuff, and I found myself watching the old episodes, and you know, I mean, as corny as it is, it's still fucking good.
I was gonna say they don't hold up as well as we remember. But,
yeah, but it's still, you know, it brings back old memories, and then when you actually see the figure in front of you, and you're like, oh, this looks just like the fucking cartoon, you know. This is what we all needed as kids, but like you said, our imaginations were a lot different then.
I think if you diversify your collecting to multiple lines, you're going to stay fresh in each one, because, you know, if you just only concentrated on just Transformers Masterpiece, that's all I buy, you're going to get bored and burnt out pretty quick, because, you know, we're almost done. I mean, at least with the season 1 stuff, unless you just want to just keep rebuying the better versions that come out. But I think if you diversify it, you're going to be excited, like, oh, like for me, it's like, oh, this new Macross figure's coming out, or when that, you know, Voltron, the Bandai Voltron came out, like, these are things I collect. Orgus, I like those, so I'm always got something going. It's almost too much for me to handle, you know, and sometimes I got to put the shit on credit card and pay it later, and, you know, but I like to stay ahead of it, because if you get behind it, then it's just like,
then sometimes it costs you even more.
Yeah. Exactly, like people paying $500 for the Solar Chokokin, you know, Voltron now. It's crazy.
Oof, yeah. I think it's went up quick. I'm glad I picked that up when I did. Just and because I think Dom was the one that was saying it. He was. I don't think I picked it up yet, and he was like, "Man, if you want it, like, pick it up because it's gonna sell out first run, you know." And I got it, and thankfully for the retail. And it was like almost like immediately after it was pretty much gone, and then people selling it for $250, $300, $350. Damn, $500 is. I mean, yeah, like it went up to $350, $400, $450. I know Darius paid a lot, and if it's gone up to $500, that's insane. It's a beautiful piece, though. Like, you know, like I don't think. As far as like the look of it, like I don't think you're gonna get any like a better representation of that 80s Voltron than that. I think the leg articulation on it is a little limited, like you can't really, you know, go too far up or back. But to me, that's like really like the only complaint about that. It's pretty damn near perfect.
I mean, if you watch the show, that thing, you can pose it just like that show. So
yeah, for sure. You know, and just all the accessories that thing comes with too. You know, all the blades for the individual lines. Like, it's incredible. stand that you get for it that holds the weapons.
Speaking of like
piece of art, man.
older lines that collect and stuff, I'd really love to get back into like collecting Tron stuff, because that was something that I always loved them, and I just couldn't afford them when I was little. I'd love to find like some really clean vintage stuff of that. Those were great.
They never remastered it and made like newer shit of it.
Not that I know of, but I mean, someone in the chat might know better. But
yeah, they did. They came up with some newer ones later on. I forgot who did them.
Yeah.
They weren't super articulated or anything. They kind of kept the old school look and feel. And I believe they did the light cycles too. I forgot the company.
Tron's a fucking awesome property. I wish they would do more with that.
That's how I am with Dune, Frank Herbert's Dune.
Yeah, you like Dune?
I
couldn't get into it.
I love it.
I've heard of that, but I've never seen it. Did they ever put out like figures for that?
They did, and they're very, very, very expensive.
Oh, it was actually NECA. I'm looking in the chat right now. Night of Ren said NECA. Yeah, it's NECA. They released newer versions of the older 20th anniversary ones.
Nice. They must have done that probably time with a newer movie.
Yeah, they're $25 on Amazon
per figure
for the reissues. Yeah, for the reissues. I'm sure you could find them cheaper out there.
Yeah. I don't have to have them all, but it would be nice to. Well, fuck it. Yeah, I'd have to have them all.
Yeah, there wasn't really much. You had Flynn, you had Tron, you had the warrior, the soldier, and then you had Sark. I think. I don't think they originally made there was no female character.
They did the tanks, right, and the light cycles.
I remember the light cycles. I do remember the light cycles, of course. You know, they were a very big part of myself and my brothers. Growing up, Tron was very big with us.
In the 80s, every kid wanted to be a ninja and have a light cycle, man. That was
That's cool. I don't remember. I must have been young. I don't remember like a lot of the Tron stuff like from the 80s. Like I don't even remember seeing those in the stores.
Yeah, Kmart had them like a motherfucker, man. That was the place to get Stompers, and Tron was Kmart.
Did you say Rompers?
No, not Rompers. Stompers. You remember
Stompers. I remember Stompers.
Stompers. Shit.
What the hell is going on with this romper bullshit? Like I just see that everywhere. The hell?
Those Stompers would work in the swimming pool, man.
I think Dave's gonna wear a pair of Rompers at that Toy Con NJ this weekend. So
that's right. Yep, Transformer ones.
The R.O.C. It's an R.O.C. romper. He's got the test shot. We're gonna be rolling these out for TFCon.
They get extra tight by the groin area.
Moose knuckle.
Yeah, I gotta look up some of that 80s Tron stuff just to see what the stuff looked like. I could just imagine like with the movie that came out. Like
they were very simple.
Put out like updated versions.
Yeah, they were either red, blue, all blue, kind of transparent plastic, and they had this white outlining. Like the costume was supposed to glow in the dark, but it never really glowed that well.
Yeah, the paint I think was supposed to be glow in the dark or something.
Yeah. Simple, no articulation. Just had the 5 simple, points.
They were like Star Wars figures, pretty much.
Yeah.
So Brian just mentioned something that he wants to see come back. Anybody else want to see something come back? Like, come out with figures, something that we haven't seen yet.
There's a lot of properties, especially in the 80s, man. Once Reagan lifted that fucking ban, man, that shit was over. Everybody was releasing shit. Because remember, they couldn't do any shows to promote toys. And then when Reagan changed that law, motherfuckers came out with fucking shows everywhere just to promote toys. Because we all know the show was not there to entertain us. It was there to sell toys.
Ronald Reagan.
Yes.
Pull him out of the fucking grave. 4 more years.
Fucking Ronnie Reagan, man. Shout out to that dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Sunday he said Bionic 6. I remember that.
Yeah.
He just brought it back with that right there. Those were like G.I. Joe size at die-cast.
Yeah, they were pretty big property for the time. It didn't last that long. Silverhawks would be nice to do again. Yeah,
Silverhawks.
That's what I was thinking too.
Especially being that they were, Matty Collector was doing all that other shit. the He-Man and all
Bionic
that
6
shit.
has that catchy ass fucking intro tune, man.
Bionic 6. Do 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 do.
Bionic 6 was dope. I wouldn't mind that being updated. I totally forgot about that show until he just mentioned it. I just felt a flood of memories.
Yeah, man, there were just so many out there, man. So many different things. And then, of
Oh, there
course,
was.
there's the shows that never got toys and never got there. They only had one season. The toys were in production and never made it. I would love to definitely see, like, Dungeons and Dragons figures.
Oh, I was
Oh
just
my
gonna say
god.
that.
Imagine a
I have
nice 6-inch line of the cartoon figures.
Yes.
Dungeons and
I
Dragons.
have a big bag of those.
You know, nothing crazy. Don't make them, like, super duper articulated, but, you know, make them detailed, you know.
What was the
Very
name of the
cartoon.
one that had like the one blue leg and the other leg was like, you know, just muscular, and you had like that mask. It was like
The wings on it.
Yeah. Oh man,
Uh-huh.
those were some
I
badass.
forget what his name is.
Duke in the
He
chat
always
said
got another
Cops. Also, Cops is a pretty good show. I like that.
I have a bunch of cops.
Weren't they
those are
bringing
something
that
else.
back though? Am I bugging out? I thought I saw something about that.
That'd be cool.
I think they're trying to bring Mask back, is what they were trying to do. A comic book and
Yeah.
new figures and a new series.
You know what?
For Mask.
I don't think I would want a brand new mask line because, you know, they would definitely wait. I didn't even know my mic. I'm sorry, guys. It would be probably too modernized for me, you know. Like modern vehicles and stuff. I wouldn't mind them going back and retroing the old stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
agree.
It's making it
it
better.
it sucks for the secondary market, for the people that own the originals and creating a secondary market like that. But I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cool to be able to go out and buy them in the stores. Not that they're hard to get because, you know, masks, if you want inbox super duper mint, of course, you're going to come out of pocket. But basic mask figures can run anywhere from $15 to $80.
Yep.
You know, complete, you know, not showpiece models, but nice enough on the shelf, you know, if you're happy with that.
Their action figures were a little bit smaller, right?
Yeah, they were like 2.5 inches tall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they were pretty detailed.
It was kind of a combination between G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Yeah,
You had your team, you had your guys on the team, and then you had your vehicles that had some sort of transformations, you know?
Mhm.
You know, and every time I say I'm going to get rid of them, I look at them and say, I'm going to keep them for a while. Yeah.
Sunday he said he'd like to see a Johnny Quest line. I'd be down with that. I remember watching that as a kid. That was pretty cool. Remember watching those, like, it was all those, like, was it Hanna-Barbera that made all those, like the Space Ghost and the Herculoids and all that stuff that they used to show in Cartoon Network again in the 90s. That was great.
Thundar the Barbarian, Herculoids, all that stuff. What else was there? Space Ghost and all that. The Hanna-Barbera shit was off the hook, man.
last night Darius said he wanted to see Captain Power come back.
Yes.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What next? Photon.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Photon? The laser tag shit. I mean, we could go on forever, man. There's just so many fucking properties in the 80s, man.
Yeah,
so many properties.
my list is far too long. I mean, Visionaries and Humanoids. You know, pretty much everything I collect now, I would be Centurions. Everything that I collect now, I would love to have updated versions of them.
When I was super younger, with me in the 70s, it was the Migos and Star Wars. And then when the 80s came in, I was like G.I. Joe, Transformers, Mask. I was, Star Wars was out, you know what I mean? But, those were the properties I always went to. Those were the go-to properties for me. Those were the main three that were always part of my life growing up, You always get, like, every once in a while, you get that random gift of something that, this is cool, but I'll be the villain, some shit like that, But those were the three big dogs for me that kept me going. And of course, comic books. Comic books were huge for me. Marvel books were really big in my childhood. But you've heard stories from me long before, I heard everything, so don't need to go rehash all that. So shut up.
I wouldn't mind the updated Cops line from back in the day. Like, I thought that was fun. Each one of those figures had like a little gimmick, like, to them. I remember having like long arms, so you had like a little grappling like hook, just shoot it. Like those were cool. I thought and I even thought those figures for back then, they looked good, like for their time. Like they had like a lot of detail on them. They were all pretty much different, like in their sculpting and molding. Pretty good for the time. I remember having the RoboCop figures from back then too. Remember that cartoon that they had?
Yeah.
A little dot like in the in the middle of the visor. Toned down as all hell.
Yeah. One of the most violent movies made into a cartoon for kids.
Those Hot Toys RoboCop figures are really nice.
Oh man, the photos that Tim has taken of those are freaking
It's like you feel like they're grabs from the movie,
Yep.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're great.
Yeah, I would love to see like a video like on the process that they use to kind of capture like the likenesses of the actors and stuff, because those look like really, really good.
Yeah.
Any of you guys collect the Hot Toys stuff?
You know what? Like I remember years ago, I think it was when the first Avengers movie came out, so that was about 2012. I was just starting to get back into like collecting, and I remember seeing I want to say it's the Mark 7 or the Mark 6 Iron Man from the Avengers film. I remember seeing a pre-order for that, for the Hot Toys, and I think that was the first like Hot Toys like I've ever seen or noticed as far as I knew, and I was just like so impressed with the way it looked. You had the head sculpt of Robert Downey Jr., and I was like, holy shit, that looks dope. And but I think the price was like $275 or something, so I was just coming back into this, so I was like, damn, that's expensive for I had to do my research on the stuff. Like I didn't know what Hot Toys was all about. But that was like kind of like my first experience seeing a Hot Toys figure, and I was all in for that. The thing is that it just sold out like right away. So I think I would have paid the price, but by the time I was ready to get it, I couldn't find it anymore. And then just, never attempted to try to get like any of the ones that came out after. But I think they look good, but I'm just not like a big fan of like the soft goods like product,
Shout out to Doll
Those things would definitely be, like shell pieces, like for sure, like I would want to play with them and stuff like that, but that's something that, you're just going to have to like pose it, put it on a shelf, and you could do your photos and stuff.
Yeah.
But not much else, I just love that they capture the likenesses of the actors like so well. And to me, those are masterpiece versions of like these action figures. Like, what I'm saying? I don't think you're going to really get any better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I could go back and like recollect the line, I would love to get into the Migos again, but that's expensive. That's an expensive hobby right there, And then you keep them, you want carded or uncarded, you know what I mean? So going back that route, but
Speaking of expensive toys, what's everybody's like when you started collecting again, or when you really started becoming like an adult collector? What was the most expensive toy you bought, and what was it? Like your first one where you were like, holy shit, I can't believe I just spent that much.
Yeah, that's easy. I think I bought a MP10 for like $220 at the time on eBay. Yeah, and I was trying hard to get them too. Like, I mean, I must have lost like 3 or 4 bids, and I finally got them for like $220, $225. And I just kept going. Like, I think I paid over 150 for probably 150 for Megatron. That piece of fucking junk. What else did I mean? You name it. I was just trying to catch up. I was trying to catch up with the Masterpiece line, and Soundwave. They were all going for so much money.
Yeah.
So I definitely bought the bullet more than once on those things.
When I first got back into Transformers and found out about third party and all that shit, $75 for a used Hegemon was like, oh my god, what the fuck am I doing? I'm so stupid for this shit. And then right after that, my first third party was Quake Wave, and I paid regular retail when he first was released. And what was that, like $130? $130, I think it was $139 or some shit like that. And I was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack. What am I doing? And then a year later, I wanted the fucking Coronation Starscream so bad, and it was before reissues, and it was fucking $300. I paid $275 for my Coronation Starscream. Used.
I think I paid that for my Skywarp.
Yeah, but it was back then. You didn't know. Hey guys, you didn't know. You know what I realized? I'm looking on my
Didn't
shelf.
know any better.
I have a first release Skywarp. What was that? The Toys R Us or the Walmart one?
The Walmart one, yeah.
Yeah, I need to get rid of that. I need to get like a BB7 Skywarp.
Do it.
That's the one with the like funky feet.
Yeah, it's got the legs, the fucking
Yeah.
the leg pads. And you know what's funny? Mine, I never fucking touched it or transformed it. I took it out of the box and I put it right on a stand, and it's been on the same stand since I got it 3 years ago. And it still has the rubber bands attached to everything, the clear rubber bands attached to the bottom wings and shit like that. So anybody that gets that one off of me is getting a dead mint.
That's going in the trunk on the way to ToyCon.
Yeah, maybe ToyCon NJ. Anybody who wants that, $60
There it is.
with box.
There you go.
Nice.
For me, the one that kind of broke the ice for getting me into popping my cherry on expensive figures was the Max and Miria Bandai reissues of the 155 scale Valkyries. They were going for like $300 a pop on eBay, and I found a guy that had both of them brand new, sealed in box. And I said, I'm gonna just send him an email and see if he wants to sell them outside of eBay for cheaper. So I sent him a message and I said, hey, would you be willing to sell them to me for $390 just on PayPal outside of eBay? And he goes, no, but I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll send you a private auction for $400. Buy it now, right? And I was like, he said yes. Like I didn't expect him to say yes. So I was like, fuck, now I kind of got to do it, And so I fucking sent him the money, and then I was like having heart palpitations, like, I can't believe I just spent $400 on 2 toys. What am I fucking doing? And then I remember I called my buddy who he's not into this shit at all. And I told him, I said, man, I don't know if I should have done that. And he goes, well, I mean, what are they worth? And I go, well, they go for $500-600, like all day long. And he goes, well, fuck it. If you don't like it or you feel bad about it, just turn around and sell it. And I was like, you're right. And then I remember when I got them, man, it was just like a lifelong dream I finally had these figures, and I'll never get rid of them. They're gonna stay in my dead Detolfs or whatever you guys call them. They're gonna stay there forever. So.
Oh, I forgot you're Mr. Detolf.
Detolf. How do you guys say it? Detolf.
And you can lick your balls.
How do you say it in Jersey or Jersey?
Detolfs.
Detolfs.
Detolfs, motherfucker, not Detolfs.
Detolfs.
You're trying to be fancy. What do you when you go to eat Swedish meatballs? When you go to IKEA to get your Detolfs.
So yeah, that's my story.
Every time I see someone like in real life now, I'm gonna say, is it Detolf or Detolf? Answer me that question. Anybody that comes on the show, that's what we're asking them. Brian just reinvented the first question for new people.
So if anyone's wondering what I was talking about, it's these two guys right here.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, let me get a look at those.
Yeah.
Ooh, how much for those? 400?
$400 I paid for the pair. Yep.
So you're used to buying repaints early in the game.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Macross collecting is the only one where buying repaints makes sense. Over and over and over again. Different head, different color. That's all you get.
Well, getting back into the hobby, I remember seeing MP10 for like the first time, like at an import shop that we have here in the city. And he must have been sold out everywhere at the time because they had him priced for like over $300. I think it was close to 400. And like I thought that he looked incredible, but I was like, I would never pay that much. I was like, I need to own this, but I would never pay that much money. But seeing that like mold for the first time, I was like, man, that's the perfect Optimus Prime. Like as I had the MP01, the original one that came out, and to me it doesn't look, didn't look anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Breaking news. Sorry.
Yeah, that thing looked like it popped right off the screen. And then like what Dust said, like seeing like the third party stuff for the first time, when you're used to seeing things at retail and then you're starting to see figures. I think my first experience, like the first figures that I remember seeing, was the Fans Project Stunticons. So the limbs for each of those, I think, were being sold for $60 a piece, and I think Motor Master they sold for $150. So just seeing that those figures were just like deluxe size figures, you know, that you would buy for $13, $14, $15 at the time. I was like, how the hell does this thing cost $60? You know, I didn't know what third party was. And but seeing the articulation, you know, the accessories, like all that stuff blew me away. Like I was just intrigued like instantly. And it was just the price that I was like, man, that's crazy. And I never saw myself paying those prices. But then, you know, like once I did, I think that was like the first thing I bought. I got all those Fans Project Stunticons in one shot. So it was, you know, $60 a piece for the limbs, $150 for Motor Master. So that was the first time I dropped that kind of dough. And I kind of felt like you, Brian, when you dropped that 400 on those two figures. I was like, what? I was like, did I really just spend that money? You know, but once I got those in and got to mess with them and put them together, like I knew that I was buying something of value, that this is not something that I would buy like in a Toys R Us, you know? So it just kind of schooled me real quick. Like, yeah, this is for adults. This isn't kid stuff. So that it made me feel better about it. And that for the prices, those high prices was for the longest, was the reason for the longest time I kind of stayed away from the masterpieces, because you know, you were starting to see the cars like Prowl and Sideswipe, and I'm like, damn, those things are $80, $85. They're the same size as deluxe figures. Like that's how I was seeing it. So I was equating like the size of the figures, but not really thinking about the quality or what you were actually getting until I actually owned them. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, I see the difference and why they cost so much. And, yeah, willing to pay that price because I'm still paying them, you know.
Got us hooked.
How many thousand fucking dollars later, you know, here we are.
I mean, it's all a lesson learned for me. Like, you know, like I'm not gonna jump the gun on anything anymore. I don't give a fuck if I can't find it. Like, I'll wait, because there's figures that I almost spent double on that are reissued now. You know what I mean? That I'm not gonna bother spending the money. I mean, for example, Bad Cube Brawny, right? So I bought that from, you know, somebody in the group for a decent amount, but it just reissued, and that decent amount is still $20, $30 over what I can get it now from one of these these e-tailers in the Facebook groups. So it's like, man, did I really need to do it, or should I have just waited a few more months?
Yeah, but you didn't know. Nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't know, but
no, now we're a little bit wiser.
Yeah,
but now the game is settled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's rules now to the game. Back then there was no rules. We didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was all new. Nobody knew they were.
That's why they always. Yeah, well, I mean, how many say hindsight is 20/20? You know.
I'm talking 3 years ago. Nobody knew.
How many companies have come out with one toy and then gone belly up? So we don't know if they're going to continue. So we're just like,
I mean,
give it to me now.
Yeah, we went through all that. We went through the $500 Hedgemans and the $300 Quake Waves and all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So we've seen it. So now we get so gun shy and like, fuck, I gotta get this. I gotta get it now before it's another $300. But now everybody's a little bit smarter, especially when it comes to pricing shit. You don't pay a lot anymore, man. You know, for getting shit secondhand anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember a guy on eBay that had a Chronos for $300, and I sent him an email and said, "Hey, man, you want to do it for $250?" And he was so cocky and was like, "No, they go for $300 all day on eBay." Oh, I'd love to give him a fucking middle finger nowadays.
No, I don't. He saved you. He did you a favor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yo, Brian, you can get one now for $75 from Dust.
No, right?
Yes, you can get one for $75 at Toy-Con NJ. Just check out my trunk.
But yeah,
I got the Nissan Sentra with the Decepticon symbol. Meet me there.
Yeah. So, like, piggybacking onto this topic, if any of you guys could, you know, jump in the DeLorean, set it to 88, and go back to a moment in your childhood that you wanted something so bad and you just couldn't get it, your mom said no, or, you know, it wasn't in the cards, what would that moment be? Like, what toy was it, or what was it that you really wanted and you just never could get it back then?
I wouldn't even do that. I'd go back to 2013 or 2012 when I bought that fucking MP10 and said, dude, this shit's going to be reissued. This shit's going to be reissued 5 or 6 times. Just fucking wait. Don't buy it. That's what I would do.
I would have went back today at 5:30 when I said, "Hey, we doing this hangout tonight?" You know, it's funny. I had a story, and I think I told this story on that toy detox I was on, the first toy detox. We had a really good show that night. We were talking about old 80s shit and growing up with toys and whatnot. I always wanted the Voltron, the Matchbox lines. Mother couldn't afford it. No, you're not getting it. People on my block, this one kid who had everything. You know what I mean? He was the kid that had everything. He had it. He was huffing around with it. He was the king shit and blah, blah, blah. This is the kid that also had all the Transformers before the fucking show even came out. You know what I mean? That dude, you know? So, you know, I waited out. I went to summer, and then winter came, and then Christmas came, and there was a department store in the New York area, in Brooklyn. It was called Alexander's. It was inside the Kings Plaza Mall. Well, they advertised their Voltrons they were selling for $30. But it wasn't Matchbox. It was the Lionbot Voltron. The one that came with all the weapons.
Right. That's the one I had.
So my mom waited online for hours. There was only like 8 of them there. She fucking got it for me. Probably spent fucking the last $30 she fucking had, knowing her, you know, for me to get it. And I tell you what, when I went out with that in the springtime, well, you know, because, you know, you didn't go out with your Voltron in the snow. Just didn't do it. I had all the weapons. I had the missiles that shot. I had the sabers in the mouth. I had everything. I was the king. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to fuck with my Voltron. I had the ears that popped out with the missiles shooting, you know, everything that they couldn't do with the Matchbox because it wasn't safe. I got with the Lionbot. And that's I know I'm going off kilter here with the story, but that's one figure that I need to go out and buy again. I know there's tons of them. I know there's tons of newer knockoffs of them, you know, being that Lionbot was a knockoff of a knockoff of a knockoff, you know. That's one set I would like to go back and get. And just
I just sold mine a little while back. When I got Joken, I sold mine.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as the Matchbox figure wise, but it has all the extras on it. It just means something to me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You know, my mom was able to hook me up. You know what I mean, and I was able to strut with that shit. You know what I mean. I see them around for like $100.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah, $100 shipped from Taiwan, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'll wait till I'll pay $20 if I see it in the local shop. You know, $20 more. You know.
Yeah. A few years ago, I ordered 2 of them from China, and they came. They were mint in box. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know which one I had, but my father was here the other day because my parents watch my kid when I'm at work. And my dad was like, you know, looking at some of the shit that I had out, like whatever figure it was that came in this week of shit. And he's like, you remember that thing me and your mom bought you when you were growing up? And it was like all these robots, they came together. And I was like, you talking about Voltron? And he was like, yeah, that one. He goes, that toy was great. I remember how heavy and big it was. And I was like, Dad, I rebought that shit. They reissued the 30th anniversary, and I sold it a few months ago. He's like, no, I would have loved to see that. Because now that I think about it, you know, when I was 5-6 years old, my dad was 25, 26. So he used to play with my shit probably like, you know, like, oh, this is cool. You know, he was still a kid, you know?
Yeah.
So he was like, man, I wish I would have seen that, you know? So it makes me like, that made me happy. It's like, oh, shit, you know, my pops remembered that shit. It's funny. It's the things they remember. But he remembered how heavy that Voltron was.
Yeah, because you probably fucking beating the fuck out of people with that shit. That's why.
Yeah, breaking glass tables and shit.
My pops doesn't remember anything we had because we weren't allowed to have shit. My mom used to have to sneak stuff to us, so my dad was cheap as hell.
Oh yeah, well, my pops wasn't around, so fuck you. He left when I was 3. And I threw a fucking Weeble through a window. You remember the old school glass Weebles back in the 70s? Weebles wobble, they don't fall down.
Yep.
They were actually made of fucking glass or porcelain. I threw one through a window. Nice. Shout out to the fucking young dust mites.
Yeah, my dad was
fucking old shit here. So
yeah, Like my dad was real old school too, man. Like he didn't see like the value like in toys. Like, you know, like of course like we're kids and we want them, but you know, he grew up so poor in Puerto Rico and stuff. Like he said, he used to have to, you know, share shoes with all his brothers and sisters, and you know, they walked fucking 4 miles round trip back and forth every day to school. You know, that they just didn't have. So you know, he, you know, a figure that cost maybe $6, $7, or $8 maybe back in the day, he was like, that's just like the biggest waste of money. Like he just didn't see the value in it. But I do have a story from what Brian asked. I think I've mentioned it to Dust and the rest of the guys like in the chat. But I do have a vivid memory when I was young, and it was like in '88, so it was for my 8th birthday. The Power Master figures is what was out like at that time. So that's when the Power Master Optimus Prime was out in the stores, and I remember just begging my parents that I just wanted that Power Master Optimus Prime. That's all I wanted for my birthday. I didn't want anything else. You know, that would have just made me the happiest person in the world. But they were dead set on getting me a bicycle. And I couldn't have given 2 shits about the bicycle. I just wanted the Optimus Prime, you know. We had a couple of local toy stores in our area, like little mom and pop shops, and they used to sell these figures. So, you know, whenever you saw a new one on the shelf, it was like fucking Christmas morning, you know. So I just remember showing them the Optimus. And I was like, Dad, this is what I want. This is what I want. And they were like, no, you gotta pick out a bicycle. We're getting you a bike. And I was just like, ugh, like I just couldn't have cared. You know, so they got me the bike. And I just remember being so upset. Like I was, you know, probably as pissed off as a young kid could be. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't even know what being pissed off was, but I just know I was upset, crying and all that stuff. And I remember, I don't remember if it was on my birthday. Maybe it might have been a couple of days after. But they got me the bike. And then I just remember like maybe, you know, a week or 2 later, coming home from school one day. And came home, and when I went to my bed, like I saw like a box. It was wrapped up. It was a present, but it wasn't wrapped like professionally. It was just like the wrapping paper, just kind of put over the box with a piece of tape. It wasn't even wrapped the whole way. And it was. I opened it up. It was the Power Master Prime, and then I had a note from my dad in it saying, you know, he always pushed like, you know, do well in school, you know, when you grow up, you know what I'm saying? Like, since he grew up so poor, like he just wanted to instill that message in me, like, look, like, you know, do well in school, do well in your studies, you know, so when you grow up and you have a son, you don't ever have to tell your son no. That if your son asks you for something, if he wants this toy, he wants that toy, he was like, the worst thing that you will ever have to experience is having to tell your child no, like I can't get that for you, you know, because he can't afford it. So, you know, he got me the Prime. He had that little note, you know, like, I love you, like, you know, and I just remember being so happy, you know, and it made me feel bad for being so upset, like, about it before, you know, like, so that figure, I still have it kind of like in pieces in my mom's house, and that's definitely like a figure I would want to get again, even if it's the reissued version, just because of that memory, you know what I'm saying? That's like a very...
Exactly, that's like on the same long lines of mine, you know?
At least yours has a happy ending, Jose. Mine, mine not so much. Mine, I always see like, and Dominic actually showed us yesterday. He has a sealed in like a, you know,
it's graded and everything.
Yeah, that graded Devastator. Fucking, I never once saw the whole kit with all of them together when I was a kid. So I remember being at KB Toy Store, and they just got the Constructicons in, and they had all of them. Was never you'd never see all of them at once. It would always just be like, you know, everybody's got fucking a million Bone Crushers, and you know, they didn't have the other one or whatever. So they had them all in, and me and my brother were at the mall, and we were waiting for my mom to come pick us up, and she finally gets there, and I say, hey, Mom, you know, can I please get this? Please. She says, okay, let's go down there and see what they have. And we get down there, and she's like, you can pick 2. And so I'm like, fuck, can I please, come on, I'll fucking clean the house for the next 10 years. I'll do that. I'm begging. Says, okay, you can get 3. And I was happy to get them, but like I knew to get these other, you know, 2 or however many there are. So I fucking had to end up fashioning with like styrofoam for one side, the bottom part of the styrofoam, and I would just like try to hold it all together, you know, like.
I think I had that G1. I never had them all either.
So 2 years later, I could never afford them. I could never find them, but I found at the swap meet they had the knockoff, and it was like orange. That one, and then I just kind of like arm on in the orange leg, and it all kind of came together. But it was like the most like Sanford and Son setup of a Devastator that you've ever seen. So that day, and just give little Brian some cheddar and just be like, go ahead and get that. Go ahead and get that, man.
Hell yeah.
That would have made my day back then. So seeing Dom, shit, he's living the dream over there with that thing. So.
Hell yeah.
I didn't get the full Devastator until G2 came out, because again, like you said, I can never find all the pieces and stuff like that. So when the G2 figures were coming out, I was a little older. I was a young teen, and it was just easier to find, easier to get, and that was the first time I got a complete.
And I feel like they were like $6.99 each or something for like at that time. That was like $20 or $30 each. You know, it was like
yeah.
So it was like trying to justify this little tiny thing to your mom for $7 was like, are you? Hell no. So.
For me, I would go back. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we used to have to like my mom would buy us stuff, and what she would do is she would say, okay, I'm gonna drop you off down the street. You walk in and hide it in the garage, and then we'll all come home together. And then when your dad goes to bed, then you can go down and get your toys that I bought you. My dad was not happy with that.
I'm married with kids, and I still do that with my wife. I gotta hide them, bring them in later.
For me, if I went back in a time machine, I would just go back for my old toys. You know, of course, my mom kept a hold of all that stuff as I was growing up, and you know, I got out of it. I learned about girls and all that stuff, and then, you know, when I was like 16 or 17, you know, I asked her. I said, "Hey, what'd you do with all my old toys?" Oh my God! And she ended up trashing a lot of them or giving them the Goodwill, you know. So, but
that's always the horror story that you hear, you know, and your parents throw away your old shit, you know, all the old comics that might be worth thousands, and you just gave it away or just tossed it in the trash. Like, oh,
gave that shit away, but yeah, I'd just go back to get that stuff, and you know.
That's cool, man. It's the nostalgia. It's the nostalgia that always keeps us going back to that stuff. You know?
Yeah.
So that's good. Well,
yeah, good talk,
chat tonight, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we're getting to that 9:30 hour, so I think we could probably start wrapping this up, and we'll continue on unbroadcasted as always. So, guys, if you're watching and you're shy on being on camera and you don't want to be on a live show, we will post a link in the Realm of Collectors Facebook group, and you could pop in for the after hangouts. Let me shout out the chat real quick, and then we'll be on our way out of here. First up, we had Night of Bren, Sunday Heat, Primacon, Pinkerton popped in real quick. BZ Fresh, EE Prime, Lord Shadowkeeper, what's up, bro? Anthony Burr, KJ Smith, Lionel Medina, Cabalta, Just One, the Duke 013, Frogman 78, what's up, bro? Getchy came in, Ish popped in there, and Craig Robbins popped in as well. So thanks for popping in, guys. Thanks for chopping it up. And with that, we're going to do some outros. First up, Brian Buck.
What's up, everybody? You can find me on the Facebook groups as Brian Buck, Brian with an I, and on Instagram, it's Super Dimensional.
Right. Next up, Energon Addict.
Yo. If you don't know by now, you catch me on Instagram, Energon Addict. Catch me here on Tuesdays in the Hangout. If you want to hit me up on Facebook and friend me, David Colon. And that's about it. Catch me taking pics of my toys because I got nowhere else to show them.
All right. Thanks for popping in, bro. Next up, JD.
What's up? Thanks for coming out, everybody, and all that good stuff. And thanks for having me. Yeah, you can find me on the Facebook pages, JD Brocious. Instagram and Xbox Live, you can find me at Pigment Surgery.
All right. Next up, Dust Mites.
Yo, great topics tonight. This is something we will definitely. I think this is a niche that we need to talk about more. You know, the older stuff and what we grew up with. So this is a to be continued. You know, so we'll just definitely discuss this. You know, in more depth. You know, because our childhood. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Find me Dust Mites on Instagram. Eddie Dust Mites in the group this Saturday. Toy Con, Parsippany, New Jersey. The first official Realm of Collectors summer meetup. So come on down, and if anybody wants those good prices on some toys, hit me up. I'll bring them. I'm not gonna bring them if you don't say yo.
All right, guys, and as for myself, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Xbox Live, and the PlayStation Network, all at Harrigan BX, as it says right there below. You can catch me here every single Tuesday night hosting the R.O.C. Hangout with all these fine gentlemen here. Before we head out, remember, you could find us on Facebook at Realm of Collectors. That's the name of a group, 21 and up, please, or 18 and up. 18 and up is fine. And you can find us on Instagram at Realm of Collectors, on Twitter at EnterTheROC. This show, it's also part of the Cool Table Network. The Cool Table is a network for like-minded podcasts, including our flagship show, Enter the Realm, Shattercast Uncut, Plastic Fanatics, Toy Detox, Nerd Rage Radio, Figure Banging, Beer and Bolters 40K, 8-Week Stasis Lock, Information Creep, and a whole lot more. You can find the Cool Table on Facebook and throughout all the social media. So thanks for watching, guys. We are the R.O.C. We're not going anywhere, so get to know us. Love and relax. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Later.